But my point is that the EUC itself is so simple, and that's why top-notch EUCs should and will be coming out. You know, like Ferraris, like things that it's like the best of like what physics will allow kind of thing. It doesn't have to be 100 years of development like with the automobile, you know, the four-wheeled automobile. It's going to happen really soon because it's such a simple thing, you know. And really, most of it comes down to the rider. Like, you don't say, I mean, you do. You might say, you know, this car handles really well, you know, like a McLaren F1 or something. But then if you say, oh, this EUC handles really well, it's like someone that doesn't know about EUCs would look at that and say, what do you mean? How can a box handle well? It's just a box and a wheel. And that'd be right. And yeah, it could handle. What is up? Here at the beach. Oh, we just took off. And man, I can't hear shit. I said, what's up? And there's the answer. There was my answer. Here at the beach, obviously. Not really the beach, guys. This is green screen, believe it or not. What's up, guys? We're in that same park again. We're in a different part of it. I'll show you where the Sherman is to start up the episode. And this is kind of interesting why it's there. Look, just there on the corner. And I'll tell you why it's on the corner. There, can you see it? Focus. There we go. Charging up. And I don't need to charge it up. I just do that because I can, I guess. I like being on 100%. And yeah, the reason it's on that corner, see, normally it's like in there and I sit down. But when I got here, there was people. Look, I'll peek through these bushes. See those people sitting there? I don't know what's the deal with this place. So that's why I just snuck around the side and then just charged it on the corner of the building. Because there's power points everywhere. Oh, that guy, I know that guy. The guy just walked past. He's cool. Yeah, so the reason it's there is because I didn't want to bother the people that were sitting there, you know. 'Cause I don't know, do they own the place or what? This place is always empty pretty much. And it's got 8 power points, so you can just charge it on any corner of the building. So it's a pretty cool place. I just wanted to keep it on the low, you know. I didn't want to go in there and mingle with them and charge my Sherman. I don't even know who they are. I don't even know if I'm allowed to be here, to be honest. It seems pretty cool. I've been here heaps of times, so. Alright, so the topic. Today's topic is, it's about simplicity. Why are EUCs, well, anyone know, even if you don't know about EUCs, you'd know it's simple just by looking at it. Just one wheel and, you know, a few electronics. But something most people don't realize is that simplicity brings benefits in a way. Hold on, I'm trying to get out of the sun. I'm staring at the sun. It brings benefits, think about a normal car. I mean, a normal vehicle like a car or a motorbike. Let's say a car. Let's consider the complexity of a car, right? And you hear people say things like, this car handles really well, that car doesn't handle well at, you know, And when you think about it, there's so many parameters that go into a car, right? There's obviously the wheel size and diameter, which you have on an EUC too. But you've got 4 wheels, so you've got things like how far apart are the front tires from each other? How far apart are the rear and the front axles? How low is the car? You know, the aerodynamics of it are so important. The suspension setup, you know, you've got 4 suspensions all acting together as a coupled system. So it's so complex that there's so much down to the vehicle itself in terms of how it's going to perform, right? And yeah, it's the same for an EUC to a degree, right? But let me explain. An EUC is so much more simple. And even, let's talk about a motorbike quickly. You know, like, that's fairly complex too, because you got 2 wheels, 2 suspensions coupled, and a whole, you know, lots of parameters that go into the motorbike that will make the motorbike feel completely different, all right? So then there's the EUC, and yes, it can feel different. You know, you can have a heavy EUC, a light EUC, but in reality, it's so simple that not much can really change aside from the weight and the weight distribution. You know, and I was thinking about, what made me start thinking about this is that the Sherman, people say the Sherman is super well balanced, right? You've probably heard that. You might have. Or the Sherman is super stable. But people say it's super well balanced. And it's because of the weight distribution. What they've done is put an equal number of cells in the left and the right sides. So simple, right? I mean, it's obvious. What kind of dumbass would put more cells on one side anyway? Apparently they do. Gotway, I don't know. Who does that? I don't know, actually, to be honest, but that's what I've heard. And that's it. That's all you do. You put an equal amount of weight on the left and the right side, and you've got a perfect wheel, like the Sherman. And that's all there is to it. Nothing else. How simple is that? Every wheel should be like that. And of course, yeah, there's the pedal height. That's a very important thing on the EUC. I would say that's probably one of the most important considerations of all. And to be honest, I think that where you see the S20 thereabouts, like pretty high up, that's about perfect, I would say, because you want enough clearance, you know, just to clear rocks and all that, curbs, and to be able to corner hard as possible. You don't want to be limited by the pedal scraping on the road, and that's dangerous too, because I found out the other day, I actually came off my Sherman. It was kind of stupid, like, not really stupid, it was because of the pedal height. I got to a red light, so I turned left and then just did a quick U-turn, and as I did that U-turn, the pedal scraped, but it didn't scrape, it bounced, and it bounced me back to the other side and knocked me off the Sherman, and people saw it at the traffic light. Kind of embarrassing, but it's the pedal, man. Like, it just gets you by surprise because it hits so early. And it's kind of weird because when I actually look at it, it looks pretty high up. Like, not, you know, it's obviously low compared to other EUCs, but it looks like it's not that low. Like, it's got a fair bit of, you know, space there before it hits. But when you're riding, it feels like it hits so early. So, yeah, that's super important. And that'll change the ride characteristics. You know, I read on the EUC forum, someone said they like I'm getting freaking sunburned. Freaking hell. This is like, I've been sitting in this sun for ages now. Actually, I'll just turn this way and it'll be all, yeah, this is cool. Yeah, someone said they wouldn't compromise on the stability of the Sherman, so they like the pedal where it is. And I think I totally disagree with that. I think because their thinking was that because the Sherman is so stable, that's like its thing. So why compromise on the stability? And my take is that, well, it's got so much stability that it's got a bit to spare. So you can compromise a little bit and gain a whole lot in another department, like cornering, clearing, you know, clearance. So yeah, I think it needs to be higher, like, there's no doubt about it. But yeah, the topic was actually about the simplicity of EUCs. They had like, I know I had another idea that I was gonna discuss, which is something I left out of the talk. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. So it's like the EUC is so simple, and all it comes down to really is the weight and the weight distribution. You know, the pedal height as well, and the form as well. Like if it's too bulky, obviously it's like going to spread your legs apart. That'll become a problem. But you know, that's not really. There's no reason why that should happen. So really, it's such a simple device, and the way I see it is that really top-notch EUCs could be coming out like, you know, any day. You know, the S20 already is top-notch, and I heard Sensei Vegan was talking about how like it's super comfortable, it handles really well, and I think it has that even weight distribution like the Sherman. But my point is that the EUC itself is so simple, and that's why top-notch EUCs should and will be coming out. You know, like Ferraris, like things that it's like the best of like what physics will allow kind of thing. It doesn't have to be 100 years of development like with the automobile, you know, the four-wheeled automobile. It's going to happen really soon because it's such a simple thing, you know. And really, most of it comes down to the rider. Like, you don't say, I mean, you do. You might say, you know, this car handles really well, you know, like a McLaren F1 or something. But then if you say, oh, this EUC handles really well, it's like someone that doesn't know about EUCs would look at that and say, what do you mean? How can a box handle well? It's just a box and a wheel. And that'd be right. And yeah, it could handle better or worse, I know. Because, you know, the pedals could be too low. That could just be the end, you know, the limiting factor right there. But aside from that, it's like there's not much to do. Do you know what I mean? It is just a box. And all of it comes down to the rider. Aside from that, like as long as it's built to a sensible ergonomic form, you know, made for a human being, obviously. It's not made for a dog. So yeah, it's a simple thing. And it's exciting. It's like there'll be good things coming out real soon. Alright guys, we'll leave it at that. Well, not a good start.